Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Philly Cooking with Maurice. This is episode 6. And real quick, we're going to highlight our week 2 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. About to say Kings. Kansas City Chiefs. This is Super Bowl 59 rematch, and this is at Kansas City. Now, right before I recorded this, there was some breaking news that our starting tight end, Dallas Goedert, will not be playing this game. He is out. And that's an issue because, and I didn't mention this on the 14 Rings episode, our blocking was a little suspect in that week 1 matchup. And now I gave a lot of credit to the Cowboys defensive line, the interior with Kenny Clark, newly acquisition of Kenny Clark and Nealon. They got a lot of pressure up the middle. And they actually pushed our offensive line back on many plays. And that was concerning. So now without Goddard, Johnny Wilson out for the season, who was a good blocking receiver, big receiver, or tight end, pseudo tight end. And Ben Ransumarin, our fullback, out for the season now. Our blocking is going to be very suspect, and I'm going to be paying attention to it because, the Kansas City Chiefs actually did a really good job stopping Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl. Spagnuolo emphasized and he really wanted to stop Barkley, if anything else, on our offense. Now, with our suspect blocking, we're going to see what adjustments Kevin Patullo makes going forward in this game specifically. So we're going to say, the offensive line in general is good, but I don't know. I didn't see the push that I'm normally used to seeing from our offensive line, at least last season. So if you got Saquon Barkley in fantasy, I don't know about this week. I don't know. But anyway, besides that, we're going to see if Kalen Granson can step up as the backup tight end in Dallas Goedert's absence. Besides that, I do like our offense actually against the Kansas City Chiefs defense because Jalen Hurts actually plays pretty good against Mahomes and the Chiefs. This is going to be a passing attack game, and if it's anything like the Super Bowl, expect a big game from Jalen Hurts. Now, rushing wise, I'll be shocked if Barkley had 60 plus yards last game. I would foresee him having about 50 or 60 again this week. But our offense, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs defense, I think Tranquil had 2 sacks last week in their loss to the Chargers, and Karlofskis had 1 sack. So they had 3 sacks in total. They can get pressure. We're going to see. The trenches on that side of the ball is going to be a key matchup going forward in that game. So switch over to the defensive side. And unlike the Chiefs, who got 3 sacks in week 1, our defense in general didn't get a sack in week 1, which is concerning, especially coming off the Super Bowl. And once again, these are 2 different teams. I understand that. But that was a key point in the Super Bowl game against Mahomes. You have to get pressure on him. You have to get pressure. You have to make him move around. You can't let him be surgical on your defense, specifically our defense, who's a little bit iffy in the secondary. If the reports are true, and Adoree Jackson is starting at cornerback 2 again this week, we will see. But that Eagles defensive line is going to have to get pressure. Now, they do have Jalen Carter back in this game. Hopefully, doesn't get ejected before the game. We'll have Jalen Carter in this game. And I like what I saw from Jahai Campbell. So we're going to see if that matchup holds. I do like our matchup defensively. Now, why do I like that matchup defensively? Xavier Worthy is doubtful. He's their long ball threat. I doubt he plays. I think this is a little tick for tack with the Chiefs stating he's doubtful for the game. I don't think he plays. So uh, their offense is very pedestrian right now. No, they're not really getting much from the running game. I actually think Mahomes led them in rushing in week one. Pacheco had about 25 yards rushing. So just like the Eagles, the quarterback led the team in rushing, but they don't have a Saquon Barkley. They don't have a guy that you need the game plan to stop, which open things up for everybody else. They don't have that guy. Now they have Hollywood Brown, who's caught about 99 yards last week in their matchup against the Chargers. One of them came on a long ball, 40 plus yards. Besides that, Pacheco, Hollywood Brown, Rasheed Rice is out, suspended, and you have Travis Kelce. Those are your notable offensive guys for the Chiefs. And I do like the Eagles defense in that one. I think Vic Fangio is just one of those defensive coordinators that has Andy Reid's number. So for that, I like our chances in the game. Obviously, I picked the Eagles to win this game. So actually, I didn't pick them to win this game when we did our pick'ems, but things change, and they don't have a really offensive threat outside of Mahomes and Kelsey. And I was banking on Xavier Worthy actually having a pretty good season for them, especially after seeing him in the Super Bowl. So I'm kind of doing a 180 on my pick. I had the Chiefs winning this game when we did our pick'ems for the week, but pick'ems for the season. But now I have the Eagles winning this one, going 2-0. So even on the road, it's going to be hostile territory. I like the Philadelphia Eagles' chances in this game. That's just part of the season. Maybe if you play the Chiefs later on down the road, they had Rice, they had Worthy, this would be a much better matchup. But, as of right now, it's going to be the Mahomes and Kelsey show on offense. And can they go down the field on Vic Fangio? That is the question on that side of the ball. On the other side of the ball is, can the Eagles block good enough to get Saquon Barkley going? If they don't, it's going to be on the arm of Jalen Hurts once again. Now, history has told us that when you have to rely on Jalen Hurts to pass the ball to win you a big game, he does. He gets it done. So we're going to see how that works out again this season, in this game. So with that being said, that's our quick matchup of Week 2, Eagles versus Chiefs. Go Birds. And thank you for watching Fully Cooking with Maurice, Episode 6. Once again, check out all our content, 14 Rings, everywhere. Every streaming platform, we're there. Check out our episode coming up next Wednesday. We're going to be talking about this matchup and more. So until then, see you guys. Peace.